All right, I think we're live. I don't have a thumbnail on this one just yet, so I'm not going to just yet. I'm gonna just kind of chill it out, and it's an impromptu live stream. It's a late stream. Um, yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna get a little caffeination out in this, and one thing I got to do here. I always got to do this too because I hate doing it, but I got to go to my YouTube studio or my YouTube channel, and then I got to go and what up, Mac? You've been out. You've been active today this week, man. Um, basically, hold up. Give me like 2 seconds. I gotta post this on my Discord. I gotta post this on Instagram too. I wish I had a way of doing this before the show, but I don't. Lorio, what's going on? This is a late stream tonight. This is a super late stream. Um, but I wanted to get some of this out because YouTube added a bunch of different things into their platform that I want to kind of go over today. I might only go on to like 10 though. Hey, what's going on, my dude? This is actually gonna be really good for you. I think you just messaged me a little bit ago, and we were talking about YouTube and like its upside and stuff like that too. So I think this is gonna be really dope. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just take a photo of this right here. Actually, it's a thing in the background I gotta take down off my screen before I do something like that. Oh man, my friggin' hey, what's going on, Chris? My screen makes. Hang on, let me just put up the link here. So today we are going to be talking about some of the new features that YouTube has. If you're someone that's into filmmaking, if you're someone that's into making content, I think this is going to be super important for you. And yeah, it's gonna have the latest stream. All right, so we're gonna just wait till a couple more people pile in. Once it gets to like 30, I think 30 people is safe. And I'm sure I just gave a bunch of people anxiety on my Instagram page because my desktop looks terrible. Late night with Kofi Let's go. I like that. Today was my first day with a new personal trainer. What I'm trying to do, because your boys, I do okay. I monetize a little bit, but one of the things I'm trying to do is trying to offset and like optimize things that like maybe I'm not good at. And like I know how to train. I've trained for a long time, but just kind of letting somebody else take the reins on my training and diet and stuff like that, like I think is going to be super important. So I'm working with a trainer too, and he's also on the channel a bunch too. We have like a lot of collab ideas, which is going to be really fun, man. I think there's a lot of new things. I'm going to try to pull it up too because there's a bunch of new tools on YouTube. There's a couple of like big ones. Hang on one second. 2025. I'm just gonna vidIQ, powering the future. YouTube. Hang on a second. Features. But I do want to start talking about training and stuff like that, and kind of documenting that at the same time of doing some of this like lens review stuff. Also, like I had a really long podcast this morning. Do a jollof only diet. Yeah, I just gain weight. That's not helpful. Hang on a second. Powering the future of entertainment made on YouTube. I think this has all of them on there. Tell your story, streamline the creative process. Okay, got it. Like I understand. Foster. Oh, they literally just like didn't make this like a numbered list. That's dumb. So we'll talk about a bunch of stuff. We'll talk about a bunch of the different features. We're almost at 30. Once we get to 30, then we're gonna start going because there's a lot. There's a frig load. I'll talk about some of the big ones because some of these don't. Here for the fitness journey content too. Love to see it all. Man, Steph. So it's funny because like you remember when I competed and I had not trained hard since then. And with the trainer that I have now, like we've been talking about it a lot, especially with one of the new YouTube features, is even doing like a functional training for filmmakers video and even releasing a program that people can start off with. That's been a really big conversation because I think what ends up happening is like there's a lot of contributing factors as to why there's so many filmmakers that like are having a rough go mentally, physically, from a work perspective. And I think I can't think piece my way into making people think differently about the space, but what I can do is encourage like, hey, if we were all in better shape, I feel like we'd feel a bit better about this whole space. I think if we ate adequate protein, we'd feel a lot better. Like a lot of stuff, right? So, um, yeah, some of these, like even my Thai pocket review is going to have some of like the fitness stuff in it too, because I want to be good at stuff. Hey, what's going on, Rhett? Who's your favorite fellow creator? I got too many, bro. I have a long list of creators I really like, and most of them are my friends, and I think that's why they're like. I started YouTube late, so it's really weird that like people I had watched are people I see all the time. Like I think I started watching Chris Howe in like 2016, and I was in his Hasselblad video, and I was like, oh shit. And like we were at Condo, we had like the longest talk about like mental health and stuff at Condo, and I was like, oh shit, like I used to watch all your stuff, and then that was like 2017. I bought my first camera. So a lot of these like favorite creators are my friends. Cam also like me and Cam started doing a lot of like FX6 content around the same time, but also like being very visible minorities. I think that was kind of a thing that we kind of jammed on a bit. And then same thing with like Terry. I met Terry at NAB. Media division is great. I met them in Norway. So like every creator that like I've met so far are my favorite creators because I like most of them. And if you're not my favorite, I probably just don't talk to you. I remember, yeah, oh my god, sounds real. Let me know if you need BTS or a model. This is so real on 10-hour wedding days. Man, it's real when like you're running an easy rig all day long. You're trying to shoot handheld on a big camera. Like there's so many things that like that being part of your life is important. Um, that I think it would solve a lot of people's problems. Out the mall cinematic on Kofi streaming. Let's go. Yeah, man. We do stream sometimes. This isn't going to be a 4-hour stream. Like I want to go to bed at 10:30 so I can wake up super early and do stuff that I am cam opping for a documentary tomorrow, and I forgot. Shit, I gotta do that tomorrow. So, what's the risk of buying the Nikon ZR? The card and battery are very close together. The risk of buying the like, I'm going to show you a camera that I have that has a very close SD card to the battery door. Give me 1 second. So I'll be so real. I've never considered that to be a problem. My Fuji X106 battery and the SD card and memory are right beside each other. I don't think you're going to run into an issue with melting your cards. I'm going to be completely honest. And if you did, I don't know what power you have it hooked up to. The battery dies well before that thing gets hot enough to melt an SD card or screw it up in any sort of way. There's also things like cages where you can just like slide it off. So for example, it's the camera I have on right now, but Tilta has this thing where there's like you get a cage for your camera. And I mean, if you're gonna use like if the argument is using like I'm not gonna use a Nikon ZR for professional work because the battery door isn't in the place that I need it to be. I'm looking at it right now, and if you see Tilta's website, the S12 bodies, the cage has like a NATO rail slide plate. And the loading of the plate onto the base plate is horizontal. It's not vertical. Like it doesn't go vertically in, it goes in horizontally. I could just move the camera over a couple inches and then just lock it into place. And then I have access to the battery. I can touch it right here. Like I'll kind of show you. So like if you could imagine this guy, let me see if this focuses. This right here has a plate at the bottom, and you side load this into your base plate. And when it's in the base plate, like the base plate occupies this space, that side is open. I could pop a card out of there, no problem. Also, like a lot of tripods nowadays, like they don't vertically mount inside. You side load them, so I could just click the button and click it off the side, and then I can take the battery out. Hey Kofi, sorry off topic. Quick question: what provides more cinematic look for narratives? Every creative choice from lensing, lighting, blocking, caution design, script, and your actor. There's no thing you can buy for that. Man, eating 1 gram protein per pound of body weight was super tough. I felt like I was eating all the time. There's ways you could do it. There's a ton of ways you can do it. There's a ton of ways you can do it to make it way easier. Like just putting more protein into stuff you're already eating. Time to eat heavy protein pancakes. Yeah, man. The risk of buying the Nikon ZR, I feel, may be the lack of active cooling, but we'll know once people get them in hand. Also, lack of full cinema tools features may make it run cooler. The cinema tools are actually going to be added in a firmware update. I'm pretty sure Nikon commented on Instagram or something else where they said like a lot of those tools are going to be added with the demand, and then everyone simultaneously is like, yeah, okay, we demand it now. Give me the active cooling thing. I feel like Nikon's never had a fan ever. But like if Potato Jet could put it in an incubator and it not blow up, and Brandon Talbot and Meshna will put it in the desert in direct sunlight and it not blow up with the whole back of the screen exposed or back of the camera. And also, I don't think Nikon's had a history of having fans in their cameras. I mean, worst case scenario, if it's only say it's an hour and a half shooting 6K 60 R3D RAW, I can make that concession if the camera's $2,000. Now, if it's the same price as like the FX3 or something like that, yeah, there'd be like a point of contention. But I also think this camera wasn't necessarily competitor and overtaker are going to be two separate words. This is a FX3 competitor. I don't care what anybody says. There are more things that are in line with where you want the FX3 to go and where it currently is that are more that are more likely, like, are more closer to that than the ZV-E1. It's meant to be a competitor. So is a Blackmagic 6K full frame, but obviously there are pluses and minuses, right? So yeah, if I get 2 hours on a card shooting 6K RAW and it overheats after 2 hours, then okay. For me personally, because I don't have things where I do takes for an hour and a half, and that's at the hottest condition. Fine. Curious what looks more cinematic for narratives with the Sony FX3. Again, lighting, camera choice, lighting, lens choice, location, script. That's all before S-Log3 or S-Cinetone. You anything for something about those new cameras? They got to be ready to drop something. No. I'll say this over and over again. We went to Condo, and that first dinner, we thought, hey, there's a dinner at the end of the night, and they usually kind of tell you, like, usually these press trips, like, you go with the first dinner, they kind of tell you what's going on or whatever, and usually get the, like, whatever the thing is, you get it right away. No, they didn't even mention it. Like, it wasn't even a conversation that happened during the whole week, and we were all kind of like, the first day, everybody was kind of like, well, this is weird, and also kind of diabolical when, like, the sky is falling out. Like, it was weird because it felt like we were in, like, in a little encased bubble while every camera brand was dropping stuff at the same time. But then after a while, we're like, honestly, like, at the end of the trip and honestly across the board, everybody was kind of relieved that there wasn't a product drop because it's so overwhelming. I'm catching up to a lot of the releases now. Like, I'm only now watching the Red Raptor XE videos and the iPhone videos and stuff. Like, I'm only catching on to that stuff now. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything, but do you think the Nikon ZR gives better image quality than the Z8 with RAW and 12-bit? I don't know. And also, like, maybe it does, but, like, I think it's one of those, like, you're splitting hairs thing where, like, maybe it's, like, a touch better. And in a real way, like, everything else about the camera's workflow is going to be more important because, like, if you hit diminishing returns at, like, not 8 out of 10 image quality, like, at 8.5, like, at that point, I'm just worried about, does it have the tools inside the camera that I need, than, like, whether or not the RAW is going to be 10-20% better. Hey, super chat. They got a double super chat. So Max Chodri meant to send me $50, which is awesome. And you've spent a lot of money today. But thank you for that. And there was nothing that he just sent it for the sake of sending it. Thank you, man. That actually helps pay for my dinner that I bought because I came home when I didn't have groceries. Made it the chat. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, Taj. We're going to talk about some of these YouTube tools. I'm going to go through some of the stuff in chat, and then we're going to go. For your morning coffee tomorrow, I bought one of these things. I'm probably going to hate myself, but it is what it is. Love your content. Have you ever messed with the Tamron 28-75? Yes, the version 1 with my A7 III. I'm typically using Cine Glass, but also wanting to know general AF lens for the ZR without breaking the bank. I liked it a lot, and I think Tamron and Sony are something around the same glass. The glass is very close together, so there's a lot of upside. This Mac guy, husband, hands out money and all the lives I've been in. Must be rich. Yeah, yo, Mac Chodri must be. He might want to be. He's a successful filmmaker. He's making good money, bro. Hey everyone, what's going on, Jeff? Jeff, I think you sent me a DM on Instagram, and then it just got disappeared in the messages, and I don't know where to find it. And I saw it, but I was like falling asleep, and then I woke up, and I'm like, I didn't answer that, and then I looked back, and it was gone. Hey, we got another super chat from Brandon Talbot. Talbot, send me a text if you want to jump on the stream. I know I'm a little bit later than I said I would be, but if you want to still jump on, just send me run me a text, and I could invite you as a thingy, as a guest. Hey, what's going on, Mac? Yeah, I saw you left like $50 in Talbot's live stream. Damn. I feel like, you know what? I feel like I'm gonna try to give my best information now, so Mac gets his money worth. That's what I'm gonna do. What up? Hey, what's going on, Colton? Hey, a whole team's in here. Is there a huge gap in the wrapped? I don't know yet. This is John. I'm not too sure. A lot of these things are like you gotta have them in hand, and like sometimes when you see like the Xyla 21 stuff, it doesn't tell the whole story a lot of the times. Cause like, for example, if I have like 11 stops of dynamic range, like I don't know where that is. Like it could be a little bit more shadow biased, right? And I could have like really good low light, not that great a highlight recovery. Or I could do the other way, or I could be really good at recovering windows, but like my shadows aren't that great. But also, like most people in their scenarios, like don't know how many stops of dynamic range a room has, so it's kind of tough. I'm gonna wait till Talbot gets in. He said he's gonna be ready momentarily, so then that's where we'll talk about all the new tools. There's like 20. I'll try to go over as much as I can. It's gonna get real nerdy. But this is also something like if you guys are looking at starting YouTube, especially as freelancers and filmmakers, like it is incredibly important that y'all stick with this one. Like I would say this is the most important stream that I'm gonna make. How much RAM do you have using the 12K intense render? I could check right now. I don't have much. I'm still using like the M1 like base MacBook. 32 gigs of RAM. Sometimes it chugs a little bit when but I gotta put the playback quality down to a quarter, which is still like 2K or 4K. But I gotta get a new MacBook. That's if you're gonna get the Ursa 12K, man, get the body only or the reduced price and use that extra money for the MacBook. Have you shot on the C400? I have not. I have shot on the C80. Curious about the 12-bit internal RAW. Seems like the image would be lit. The C80 looked really good. I just personally don't like the C80 form factor. Like that was the one thing I'm like, I'm turned off. And I had a C70 for a while before going to Sony. I used to shoot Canon a lot. I had an R5 and an R5, a C200, and a C70. But the form factor just it didn't do it for me. I didn't like it. Hey, what's going on, Armando? Armando, actually, I think this is really important. I mentioned this in the group chat about talking about some of the new features and like brand deals and stuff like that and collaborations that are good. There's a lot there that I think is gonna be cool. Cinnamon, Alpha Rumors website wrote a few hours ago that Sony camera will be released. Andrea Pizzini usually is not wrong. That's the same Andrea Pizzini that said there was a DJI camera coming out this week that was mirrorless, and also said that there was a new Lumix camera coming out last week, right? Just saying, you could be wrong. Hey, what up, Cyrus? I got to get back to Maui, Cyrus. So we got to figure something out. I'm struggling to know if this is a Ghanaian last name, but what up? All these new cameras are making Lumix S2 looking exciting. How would you compare the ZR 12-bit to versus the Arilog C 10-bit and the S1 II? That may be a future video because I pre-ordered the ZR. And I pre-ordered the ZR not to be like, this is my professional A cam. I actually bought the ZR and I think I'm going to buy future cameras for you guys because I'm in a position that's super blessed where I get access to this stuff or like I can get it either before you guys. If I pay full, like when I pay full price, I might get it like a week or two before, or sometimes I don't pay it anything at all. But one of the things I want to do is I want to make this channel kind of a resource while sharpening skills. And there's certain cameras that like I'm excited for me, and there's certain cameras that I'm excited for you. For me personally, I got the Pixis 12K on the way and the Ursa, so I'm good. But there are like I could understand that is such a thing beyond that it's going to be hard to relate to some of the content. So I'll buy the ZR with my own money. I'll pre-order it. I'll go through all the stuff and then teach those things back just like the FX30. But I don't know, and it's going to be tough because I now that ProRes RAW is available on the S1 II as well. It'd be interesting to test, but I just don't have the ZR on me right now. Listen to you while deadlifting. Hey, let's go. I did some whole body stuff with this new trainer, and like a lot of it wasn't heavy lifts, and it absolutely like I've never been more humbled in my life. I really figured out how the world works after that workout, and I'm excited to do another one because it was fun. We're gonna be eating good in the stream. We are. Base what? That's confusing. You have a NAS. I have two NASs. One, I have the Ugreen NAS that I think everyone has because we all did brand deals with them. And then I also have a DS418 Plus by Synology. And I think they actually removed some features from the Synology, which actually make it worse, which is a little bit frustrating. Okay, Talbot's ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of these chats, and then I'm going to bring him on. How do you feel about the quality of taking photos in the Nikon ZR if you took any photos with it? I took a total of 7 photos, and they look really good. They look just like the Z6 III, and the Z6 III are pretty solid. Keep in mind, there's no mechanical shutter. Would the Nikon ZR be something you could use for clientele work, or would you be more of a hobbyist to use this camera? You could use it for client work, man. I have a retainer client where a lot of things are going to be horizontal, vertical content, and a lot of it's like Google ads and stuff. Having 32-bit float, 6K RAW, even an H.265 that I can use, and the menu actually rotates when you get vertical and horizontal footage. You can make a lot. Man, I made a lot of money using the A7 III with 8-bit 4K overheated and 1080p 120. You're going to make a lot of money, man. It's the same guy who also said the A7 V was coming back at the start of 2025. Cannot trust Sony Alpha rumors. There are camera releases that I've been part of, and I would watch the rumor stuff, and I'm like, that is not correct. And then I shut up and I wait till it comes out, and then everyone's like, and it's weird that, and this is the only thing I'll say, it's weird that, like, as someone who covers some of this embargo stuff, there's so much pressure to be like absolutely spot on with every single point, but you could have like a rumor site be wrong and you'll still go back to the rumor site, which is a weird phenomenon in my opinion. But I got the Mavic 4 Pro from eBay from South Korea. Let me know when you make it out here, probably like next year after I come back from Ghana. Also, the new DJI Mini Pro looks sick. Too bad it's not selling in the US. Colton, I mean, hey, we could just we got Canada. Hang on one second. I'm gonna bring Talbot on. Interview camera A. How do I do this? Brandon Talbot. There we go. Talbot's coming on in a minute. I'm gonna kind of speed through some of these comments too. Just saying what up, bro. Can't wait to hear the update. Yeah, there's a lot, man. Excited to see the DJI full frame camera. I wish it existed. Hang on a second. I'm gonna add Talbot's gonna be the left. A lot, man. One of us has to wear headphones. One of us has to wear headphones. Oh, sorry, bass. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Talbot, you need headphones.
Yeah. Do I need headphones?
I think you need headphones, buddy.
Okay, give me 1 minute.
I'm gonna put these
Uno
on, guys.
momento.
Okay, so we're out here. I'm gonna put my headphones on too. So we're out here. Yeah, Talbot, you need headphones. I think we get a smuggling charge for that. Oh shoot, I didn't know that. Yeah, so don't buy DJI drones in Canada, then come back to the United States. It's already crazy enough in that country as is. It's disappointing that you cannot edit RAW in Final Cut Pro. I'm sure they're gonna make an update for that, man. Nikon ZR primarily being 1SD, even though it has micro SD cards, is that a held back or doesn't matter that much in the micro SD cards of benefit? I'll put it this way. The Red Komodo X, the Red Raptor, all of the Red cameras only have one card. The Arri Alexa only has one media slot as well. So I can't say that it's going to be a hindrance while at the same time knowing that there's other cinema cameras that also have that as well. The Canon C50 has one. Imagine it's an SD card slot, but these are the last couple things I'm going to read. And when Talbot comes back, Tristan, I promise you, when Talbot's just getting headphones, because if I talk into it, I don't want it to repeat while I'm going. I don't want echo. Sorry. We'll get right into this, right into the features right after this. I'm needing a new camera. The S1 II, the Nikon ZR, Canon C50, new Sony. If they drop this announced, those are nice choices. It's hard to choose. I shoot the S5 IIX now. Man, there's gonna be. I think hold off, man. I think all the embargo videos aren't to like buy right away. I think it's like look at the information, watch the videos that come out, and then figure it out. Alori, the Twix Pixis 12K is awakened from slumber. Mondo You know who you got to talk to? We got to get that Pixis 12K going. Where the trainer Kofi's going to go from thick to slim baddie Kof. Yeah, there are old pictures, and I think only Steph knows about them. That from when I used to compete, I did not look the same as I do now. C50 don't output RAW over HDMI. I bought the Atomos Ninja Ultra. It feels like Atomos recorders might become necessary in the near future. Actually, kind of it is for a lot of cameras outside of Sony's. Okay, 2 more comments, and we're going to go right to the features. Talbot, can you hear me? Just say yes. Talbot, you're muted. Hopefully they release an update for the ZR that will allow you to record to an SSD. Hopefully. Depends on how much power you could run out of that USB. Thank you very much for answering my questions. Much help. Oh, no problem, man. Excited for the new Viltron? Yes, absolutely. Mondo, send me a text. I want dates. Talbot, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, perfect. Now we can get into the show. Sorry, guys, we're 25 minutes late, but you know what? That's still earlier than Brandon Washington's show. So we're going to talk about some of the... That was mean. We're going to talk about some of the new features in YouTube and how I think, personally, 2 things are going to happen. One, I've been talking about this a long time. I think YouTube filmmaking, I think, is a box that's kind of imaginary we put ourselves in. And I think some of these new features are going to allow us to be more creative entrepreneurs, like we should be, versus I'm just a filmmaking channel. So the first one that me and Brandon Talbot jammed on a lot, because there's a lot of upside, is if you guys are used to Instagram and how that platform works, you're probably familiar with collaborations. And with collaborations, basically what it is obviously you post something, it simul posts on the person you're collaborating with, and that's coming to YouTube. I want to reiterate that one because it's probably the single biggest thing that a lot of filmmakers and videographers and creators can do on this platform. But now there's an Instagram style collaboration feature where, for example, if me and Talbot decide to do a live stream and it's a collab post, it posts on both channels. And like I'll get the ads, the super chats and the AdSense are going to go to my channel, but it'll post on both. And when you go to the subscribe tab, you actually get a drop down list of everybody that's on the actual video, and then you could subscribe to them too. So for example, and Terry's in here too. Terry's in here too. And if we all decide to do a stream, and say there's 5 of us, even like if Armando wants to jump in or whatever, Talbot, you're gonna have to come back in soon. There we go. He's here. He's back. But say, for example, we all work on a film together, which you've seen some of us do. The value of that collab just became more valuable to ourselves as creator and brands as well. So for like, and this kind of goes into whole creator film, love it or hate it. There's a lot of things that are, a lot of misinformation about how that works. But when we all do short films together, that short film BTS no longer has to be 5 videos of 5 creators differently saying the same thing. But what it's going to end up being is, say, for example, if I'm DPing, Armando's directing, Talbot's a cam op, Terry's working as a grip or an actor or something like that.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know what's happening.
Dude, Kofi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I don't know what's going on, but it's making you sound like Jabba the Hutt on my end. So I'm going to hang up. And I'm going to try to reconnect.
Okay.
Because it sounds like you're in slow motion. And it doesn't make any sense right now.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe just plug in wired headphones, bro.
But that's the thing. I don't have like a wired mic. This is my only wired mic and it died. So.
But hang on, let me get back to these. So Tristan, the max collaborators are going to be 5. So you could put up to 5 creators on the same video and it'll simul post to everybody. That opens up so many possibilities too, because there's one, if anybody anybody that has a smaller account can now offer a collab video for the YouTube page of the brand you're working with. So for example, say you have a little bit of a smaller account and they maybe don't want your audience, but they want you to make the content, right? And you want to charge and you want to do these things. Talbot, how are you doing?
I don't know what's going on. I can't do this.
You don't have wired?
This is not working.
Can you like turn down the volume of your computer so that way my repeating doesn't happen? Because we cooking right now. We cooking heavy right now. Also, this color grade makes my teeth yellow and I don't like it. But it makes my skin look good, but my teeth is yellow. And I don't like that at all. Because my light is warm and so is everything else. Beside the point. I'm going to keep spinning on this whole collab thing because it's a really big feature for a lot of people. So you'll be able to have up to 5 collaborators. The person that posts the video gets the AdSense. However, the video posts on everybody's channels. Now, what's going to be interesting too is that you're going to have the ability to A/B test titles and thumbnails. I don't know how that's going to work, where if like a different thumbnail is going to show up on another creator's channel because they're A/B tested all over the place. I'm sure they'll figure out a way how to do that. But from a collaboration standpoint, anytime you're working with somebody else that's on the platform, you can collaborate with anybody now that has a channel. And that means that you have access to both audiences at the same time. Also, do what Cyrus says. Don't forget to hit the like button. Talbot, do I sound like not crazy? We'll see. I'm going to keep going. That's super convenient. What's going on, Charles? Tight shirt Terry in here. We got the whole house. Yeah, Cam got to wake up. That's all. When Max Collab, yeah. So that's so the Max Collab is you can have 5 people, which is just enough to make a short film on YouTube. And the brilliance of that is, I think sometimes when we have collabs, we kind of look at how the collab benefits me. But now that it's posted on everybody's channel, like now we all can pitch in, we all get that benefit, right? Feels like I'm watching Gran Torino. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. How that work if someone doesn't have enough watch time to get access to AdSense? You don't get the AdSense. So like the AdSense, like, so for example, Cam just came in, so he's the person there. So if me, Talbot, Cam, Carrie, and Armando all decide to make a video, right? If I'm the original poster and I'm not monetized, I won't get AdSense, but neither does everybody else. We just need Brandon Washington drill in here. So keep in mind. So this is gonna get real crazy because I was gonna talk about this feature. It's a little bit less known, but 2 things. One, when Brandon Washington and Jarrell do live streams now, they could collab live stream with any of the guests, which means that at a distance you can still have people on the show. So episode 100, if you can't make it to Houston, you can just be a collaborator on the live stream, and then it goes to both audiences, so it still makes a collab worth doing. The secondary part of that, because we talked about YouTube collabs, and there's a lot of upside in YouTube collabs, especially if you're working with brands or other creators. There's something called live reacts, where you can do a live stream reacting to a live stream while it's on. So somebody could literally on their channel while I'm doing this live stream, Talbot, you got to figure out your audio, bro.
There we go.
Am I repeating myself? Yeah, I am.
No?
It's repeating on mine.
We'll try this.
Okay, so I think I'm good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
We're good to go.
Let's go. Okay. So collab features and just kind of putting out live reacts. Less known feature, probably less important in our space, but now you can live streams reacting to it, which is wild. So we can now do a collab. Yeah, you could do a live stream with BTS collab channel with so many ideas popping up. Or say you have your own audience and you can't make it to the show, or like say Brandon's show is going on Friday, and me, Cam, Talbot, and everybody else, we all want to have our own live stream, so we're all watching the show together. We can do that now, and like everyone could watch the, and like I don't think the views attribute to the stream, it attributes to the person doing the react stream, but now it kind of feels like group watching. So like even when trailers for movies come out, new products come out, we can do live reactions. But like back to the collab thing, I think is really good, is that you've seen, like, me and Talbot will go back and forth all the time, and that's diabolical. Tristan, Apple events, perfect example. There's a lot of upside, and there's a lot of new ways that people can collaborate. What up, man?
It's got me excited. Just that conversation we had earlier, my mind was melting. I was like, Kofi, you already talk too fast, but when you get excited about this thing, and then you're like going karate chopping, my brain was like, ah.
It was funny.
Like, you gotta slow it down.
I don't know how, and I think that's a that's a blessing and a curse, because in my head, the second I heard about it, maybe 30 ideas using one of the features popped up in my head. I'm like, oh shit, for brand deals, I can offer a value added by collabing with them on their channel. one of the other things, and also, do you have any, like, I took over the collab conversation. What are you like? What are ideas you have for collabs too?
Me? Man, it's tough because right now my brain has not fully wrapped around this idea to where I can start fleshing out some really cool, unique ideas. Um, the first thought I had was this really starts to push YouTube into like a TV network. And if you're collabing with a bunch of your friends all the time, it's like your own way to have your own network on the platform. And each person kind of becomes their own character, and you're watching that channel for that character. I think of like some of my favorite sitcoms. I'd watch Parks and Rec, and I love all the characters, but if Andy Dwyer got like an episode that was more Andy Dwyer based, I'd be like pumped. And so when we first started talking about this, that's kind of like where my head went. It was like, oh, what kind of like TV network could I create with a bunch of my friends? I have still my brain is still overloaded mush from our conversation. And I'm going, well, actually, I do have an idea. Um, I don't ever feel like I'm the expert on my channel. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody should come to my channel to like be taught, because I'm very much in this phase of I'm still learning. People ask me about color grading. I'm like, bro, I just move sliders around until it looks good. That's the honest truth. But I think my superpower, if I were to say I have one, is people. I have like a weird, uncanny ability to meet and connect with people, whether they're crazy famous and rich or they're just like a regular Joe Schmo. And being able to develop those relationships to a point to where I can have them be the expert on my channel is so much fun for me. And I think that's where I see my collaboration going, is like, for instance, one of my favorite authors, Stephen Pressfield, is now randomly just a friend. And it would be so cool to hit up Pressfield because he's got a YouTube channel and a great Instagram following and be like, hey, Stephen, I would love to have you come onto my channel and talk about The War of Art, my favorite book of all time. I think a ton of creators have read it. I'm sure he would be like, that would be sweet. And then we can make sure that both audiences, both his audience and my audience, are getting that at the same time. And it lives on both my channel and his channel. So for me, it's a way to kind of like interview the people that I think are really cool in that expertise, that it wouldn't make sense to put them on my channel otherwise. But in this regard, like, you can kind of go outside of that scope a little bit and make it work.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things with collabs for a long time was we didn't know how every side was going to benefit from it. So even like new releases, or even when you do content that's like not outside of your niche. So for example, like we've all made content about our cars and stuff. If we were able to kind of work with car channels and do a collab that
Mm-hmm.
way, it's so much cooler now because I could kind of go to the expert of whatever that is, or the person that kind of owns the content there, and we can find a way where both of us can make things together, and it really expands the universe. And also it makes YouTube more of a social platform than it does, I think, what it was before, where it felt like there's a little bit of disconnect between
Mm-hmm.
um the creator and like the person consuming, because it just felt like people were talking at you for a while. Someone said a Shill Team TV app that would be unhinged, diabolical, and amazing at the same time.
Yeah, that
um
would be pretty fun.
that would be so funny. Can I get some of that kickback? Hey, if it becomes a channel, we'll see. Shill Team TV. So, for example, so this is a big thing for embargo releases, and I think that's going to be really cool because I think for the most part, a lot, like especially in this space, like all of us don't really care that much about like AdSense. I don't think AdSense is a big part of the platform on for us at least. But doing embargo releases where like everybody kind of specializes in one part of the video is perfect, because then it kind of takes away the whole
Yes.
I'm overwhelmed by 40 creators making the same video. Now you might get 8 videos, but groups of 5, but you get more in depth on some of the things. And also it takes a lot of load off of us, right? So for example, like S12 launch comes out. Um, Cam only does anamorphic, and I'll only do
Yeah.
low light, and someone will only do skin tones or whatever. Um, those things are going to be really interesting because now it's just one mega video instead of 5 other videos. Now, things with like mid-roll ads are going to kind of be a little bit confusing and things you have to navigate. But at its core, even if like 5 smaller creators had one camera to share and you had to do it between your friends, and maybe there isn't like a mid-roll thing for you, you're not trying to decide who gets the mid-roll ad on their sponsor. There's that. Also, keeping in mind, and this is a big one, I'm talking more about monetization things because I think everyone here is trying to make YouTube to make some sort of a living. Group brand deals, because the video still gets posted on all 5 channels and it's going to have all 5 creators, and what that brand is paying for the placement on one particular person's channel. So when you have a collab, you could actually bring up the total value of what a sponsorship is depending on the aggregate of people there. So for example, say you get like a Maddie, Peter, Chris Howe, whatever, and a brand is like, hey, we want you to do a sponsored video. And it's like, well, you can get all 5 of us and we'll post on all 5 of our pages and you have 5 times the reach. Well, you only have to make one video. That's where things get real.
How do you split that?
Well, you just say like, hey, you're going to pay, say it's $100K and there's 5 of you, you split it 20 each.
Okay.
Right. And like, it's going to be, and the thing is, unfortunately, like, I think it's going to be a thing where you're going to start to see people, you're going to see like birds of a feather flock together, right? Like you might just see the big creators only collab with the big creators. But I mean, like that happened anyway. So like,
that's true.
YouTube collabs isn't going to suddenly make the thing that's already happening not happen anymore or less. Right. So, Tristan made a good point. DP, Grip, AC, all giving their thoughts on the same project, like a perspective piece. Danny Gevirtz and Carlos Igliano. That's a natural collaboration, and it happens anyways, right? But now there's a direct through line to it. You get 10K, everybody gets 10K. Group brand deals could be sick, yeah. And it's a thing where like, hey, we all like I have friends that maybe don't have the same audience as I do, but I still want to do a brand deal. Friendships are going to end over rev split. I really hope not, because like, what is it, like $30 if a video does well? Like, hey, if you want $30 from me to fucking do a video, go for it, man. It's, you know what it is? It's when you have like a sponsored brand deal, like a mid-roll ad, that's where I think things are going to get dodgy. And I think what will have to end up happening is either you'll have to make an aggregate together and kind of figure that out, or like maybe you split the deal or whatever the case is, or you just double up and you say, hey, post on both channels. But yeah.
This kind of feels like we're entering a new age of like the wild, wild west of YouTube. Like it's a new wild, wild west, and things are going to get a little crazy.
Yeah. You got to like, so I think one of the things here too is like, you got to be really strategic and thoughtful about how you do things now. Especially if you're gonna use the collab feature, I think it's one of those things where you do have to kind of think about, and also it's gonna be trust based too, right? Like I only want to be involved in this kind of creator collab thing with people that I trust. Like I don't want to do a collab with someone and end up getting stiffed on AdSense or end up getting stiffed on a brand deal or something. Like that's just kind of the fact of the matter, right? So.
This is gonna be interesting. I'm still very surface level with it. I need to go through and watch some of those videos that you directed me to.
Yeah.
So I can kind of like get my head around it. But as I told you in that conversation, like I had another channel before this one. And that channel, even though it didn't have a huge following, it was like 40,000 subs. I was doing really well monetarily. Like financially, I was great.
Yeah.
And I took a huge hit transferring to this channel. And not only did I lose that income, I've spent just a ridiculous amount this year to try to get this channel off the ground. But I did it because I was so sick of doing everything alone on that channel. Like the tech fitness, there just really wasn't much out there for me to collaborate being in Salt Lake City. But I was like, the amount of like NABs and Cinegears and things that I had done up to that point, I was like, man, if I can just collaborate more and make a little bit of money, I would be pumped. So this is now just like another way for me to capitalize on that drive to hang out with my friends and make cool shit. So
yep.
I'm pumped.
I think it'd be cool. You get the money, I get the views. Hey, that's how it's gonna work. Hang on. I wonder if it'll be like that Studio Video Marquez team made showing lighting, editing, and all the other stuff that goes in making a video. Yeah, man. I can't wait to fight Cam over this. That's not a fair fight. That's not fair at all. Armando makes a good point. This is also a great way to start a second channel and collab with yourself to build up the other brand. So if you do have like, so for example, no, hang with it,
That's
hang
some
with it,
fourth wall shit.
hang with it, hang with it. Your FJ video could be on a second channel.
I'm not doing. I know Armando just said that, and Armando's far smarter than me, but it's because of my lack of intelligence and foresight that I have to stick to one channel, or everything's just gonna implode.
Well, just make the channel and then just collab with it. You don't have to make two pieces of content. You just make the one. It posts anyways. You actually you literally don't even have to make extra videos. You could just make the other channel and collab with it, and then it'll post there anyways. And then you don't have to worry about revenue splits because you're splitting revenue with yourself.
This is weird. This is weird. This has gotten too meta. It's gotten too meta, guys.
Yep. And like you're gonna see that. You're gonna see guys that have like, so for example, Mark MKBHD has multiple channels. He can now integrate his tech stuff into his autofocus channel if he reviews a car, and then now you're on both. Yeah, I feel like collaborators will need contracts amongst themselves to really avoid any issues. Right now, I see all his friends. I think it could work, but it's going to require alignment. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I think to be able to do this, you shouldn't be doing collabs willy-nilly. You should have a very, very clear understanding of how you want to do things. And you have to talk. Like that's with anything though. That's with even if collabs weren't part of the YouTube meta, like you would have to have those kind of conversations about how you want to split things up, anyways, right?
Yeah, early on, Kofi had me make an entire video about the KX when he bought the KX, and then he just didn't even post the video. Remember that?
So I don't, because I don't think that video exists. I sold my KX got sold for the Pixis way before you had yours.
No. What did I make for you? You had me make a video on the KX. I know you did.
Oh, so I think that was
and then it went the way of the buffalo. It went into the freaking phantom zone.
What ended up happening was Superman. I sold my KX and got a Pixis. And the video the video did never see the light of day. You're correct. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just, I went through a lot of effort to make that.
I'm really sorry.
I'm just joking. I'm giving him shit now.
It could save us time from watching too many videos if they combine into one. Yeah. I mean, it'll be up to 5 people, but yeah. How long before creators start beefing with each other over money? Hopefully not at all. I hope that people make smart decisions on who they want to walk in to do business with. I would hope that's a thing. And if you're someone who's a piece of crap that wants to be nefarious and try to scam people out of money with collab stuff, then that's on you.
Yep. And it'll probably get around even faster now.
Yeah. And it'd be like being in like a boy band or a girl band where like one of you, like One Direction loses a person and you're like, oh, wait a minute. There's only 4 of you now. What happened? One of the Power Rangers is gone, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that Yellow Ranger is out of here. Let's get another one.
I love this reference. Collabing with yourself is shadow clone jutsu. If you know Naruto, you know Naruto.
Yeah, I got it.
Jeff got you on Talbot's channel, so you guys should go subscribe to him. I was just collabing everything. I love community. That's why I love everything about the filmmaking niche. The entire this is the whole thing with like the weird like division in filmmaking. I'm like, the whole thing's based on teamwork. Like, it's not like doing this on your own is not a flex. You gotta be able to figure out how to collaborate with people. And I think again, it's one of those things where you do really have to be in alignment in terms of what the expectations are going to be, but also acknowledging that like, hey, if we do a collab, like whose channel is it going to live on? And usually that conversation is, well, whose idea is it? And can we shoot 2 videos and then double up on the collab, and then there's double the chances, right? Those are things you have to have conversations with, and I think there needs to be a lot more. If you're gonna get into it, there needs to be a lot of strategy involved, which is fine. These are things you should be having conversations with anyways, right? We all know Terry is too high maintenance to fight me. Cam, I don't play with my life like that. Terry is all show 100% not go. I could collaborate with Jason in this video. I'll do the legs portion since he doesn't train legs. This seems like a collab that's waiting to happen. You know what? You guys should do it.
Reading these comments is hilarious.
You guys should do a leg day, and whoever loses the squat competition has to buy the opposing person's main camera of choice.
Whoa, Bro, they're like, I want the 17K, or I want a
No, no, it
immersive
has to be a
camera.
camera you have.
That's
It has to be a camera you have.
you just so you
You,
want a second camera that you already own?
I mean, who knows? Like, hey, or like, for example, if Terry's on the S1 too, um, Jason got to be like, Jason you got to use the S1 too. You got to put that Sony stuff away.
I like where your head's at. Why don't you take some time and kind of polish this turd,
Hey, you know
and
what?
and
I'm not
then
doing this. This is not my fight. This is not my fight. So I could put my bigger camera reviews on my tech channel. That's yeah. Even if you do a consumer tech channel and you want to split them up, you could just double post it. That means I can
yeah,
make a short film. Yes, Christian, this is what I like. I like the wheels turning right now for filmmakers. Are thinking, hey, if I make a short film for somebody, now it's a collab on both channels. So, for example, me and you both know a lot of people in the fitness space. It was hard to collab with them beforehand because we weren't sure where it was going to go. There's a world now where you can do that. Can't wait for a rant Alexa 35. That's wild. Jason doesn't have any like, yo, Terry, you got to chill out, bro. Terry just coming out with fighting words.
Terry's like, I'm making enemies so nobody wants to collab with me, and I don't have to do these
Yep.
stupid collaborations.
Yep. Wayne Neville. I'm gonna say this in an accent because I feel like I should. Bra Kofi, Junior Kofi here. Did you eat your fufu today before rigging the BM as a 12K LF? No, I didn't. This is gonna really piss people off. I'm not a big fufu fan. I love my goat meat soup, goat meat stew. I love my jollof rice. I love my jollof rice with the goat meat. Sometimes I have a little banku when I'm at home. Sometimes some pounded yam, but fufu or so no, not pounded yam, cocoa and beans. Sorry, I'm saying Ghanaian food, but yeah,
No,
I'm not a fufu person.
no
No, no,
way.
no. We'd actually do a collab on No Man's Land. Yes. Um, I think I don't know if so the only thing with collabs I don't know if it retroactively works. Like I don't think you can go back into past videos. Because if you can, that's gonna get. I'm gonna spend a day just going back and tagging people and stuff. Um, King Harv, my favorite YouTubers in the building. Which one? You gotta pick
We
now.
don't know.
Terry wants to fight everyone. Yeah, Terry's mad. I don't know what happened. Terry, like, we'll talk. We'll call Nikon and we'll get you that ZR, okay, buddy? Like, chill out. Just calm
Is
down.
that what this
I
is?
don't know. Chill out, bro. We want no smoke. We're all here for collaboration. This guy's trying to scrap everybody for no reason. Just chill out, bro.
I
Take
can
that.
send you this Z6 III for a
Yeah,
while.
take that anger out on your comment section, not here, bro. I did nothing. We did nothing to you. Terry be like, it's my money and I need it now. I'm dating myself with that reference. I'm trying to remember what movie that's from. Big Co, if the Canada comes out of you, wouldn't say the word out. Yeah, you're right. It's wild because I just watched a video and I can't remember the girl's name, but she did a video on like Canadian YouTubers, and I was watching the whole thing and I'm like, hey, y'all just forgot about me. What is this?
Sorry, Kofi.
You just forgot. I feel like most people don't realize I'm Canadian. One of the benefits that be cross collab between different industries. Imagine Big Cove, Jason Morrison, Armando collab with the cinematic OF content. Gee, I gotta read this shit before I read it out loud. No, I'm not doing collabs with fucking OnlyFans creators. Although that would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Terry moving like Aaron the plumber. Oh shit, Terry, you hear that, bro? You're just letting him talk to you like that? I'm sorry, but you don't qualify. Terry, chill out. Damn. Also, I left my window open and a fly came in, and I'm really upset about that. Hey, Kofi, you know what it is. Hey. King Harv and Rob, both of you chill out, bro. Terry fighting for his life right now. That's JG Wentworth 877. That one's good. Shaq, that one was good. Damn. Just wait till that Pixis 12K drops. Hey, Armando, I know you're still in the chat. I need you to send me a text message with a date. I need you to send me a text message because I know you have the all-seeing third eye. I'm trying to find out when I'm about to see a little Pixis 12K in my life. I know who Terry's going to collab with first. I don't want to know the answer to that. That's real cryptic. I don't want to know. Um,
When isn't the 12K out? You haven't
12K
gotten yours?
shipping? No, not yet. It's shipped to Australia already for obvious reasons, and I think it's in Europe
Yep.
right now.
Oh, okay. Are you very pumped? Are you
I
super
am
stoked?
very, 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 very excited for the Pixis 12K. Like, so that's what I said. I mentioned this earlier in the
Did you
stream.
buy it?
No, that one's gonna be that's a
Well,
PR comp.
I just yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I knew that you had the LF. I
Yeah,
didn't realize that you had the Pixis as well. That's
the
cool. Nice
yeah,
work.
that's cool. And I think it's because like I don't know what it is. I think like from the Trish Stratus project, Black Magic's like, oh, we love Kofi, and I'm like, what's happening there? But I realize that like Terry at Black Magic is the age where like he's a big Trish Stratus fan. So I just
Mhm.
negotiate stuff. So there's a couple of deals that I'm working on with like certain projects. Like so I was talking about my creator film, which we finally maybe have gotten out of Terror of Hell, and that's what the Pixis 12K is for. It's to support that film.
Sweet,
Before
man. Congratulations.
ooh okay, so Pixis, it looks like it's in the cards. Um the Nikon ZR and the Z8 were the same price. Which one are you choosing? Probably the ZR still, to be honest with you. I really like its form. I could get over like cameras with like if camera with that 6K raw in it is nuts. And I personally have not really needed that much, but my thing is like um I like form factor for stuff, and depending on what it is. But also kind of going back to the Pixis 12K because I kind of gapped on that. The Pixis is a camera that I'm excited for me. Maybe not necessarily the audience so much. The ZR, I'm excited for y'all about that. So there's different reasons why I talk about different cameras. That's kind of what I mean by that. I see one review today. Yeah, of Two Lands got it. He had it before, so he has an ongoing deal with Black Magic as well. A couple of us do, for a variety of different reasons. But because he's in Europe, from what I understand, Europe is already starting to get their copies. So is Australia because I think it's closer. Um, so I think that's what it is. Do you think the ZR and Z50 might have eaten out the Pixis 12K market? See, even Rob, the way that you wrote that I got you made me say that out loud. You're wild for that. Eating out markets. No, not at all. I think the people that are Pixis 12K buyers are going to be Pixis 12K buyers. I don't really. The cameras are. So I have a video, hopefully, where I can get the C50, the ZR, the S12, and the FX3 together in like one video. Um, I think the Pixis is too different of a camera where I wouldn't even consider that in the same conversation from a comparison standpoint.
Agreed.
What should my shirts, bud? Insane. Wayne, man, you're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm trying to catch up to these before I get into the next feature. Yeah, 2 minutes ran straight to your channel. Yeah, I don't have mine yet, Harv. I should soon. I should get mine hopefully in like a week or two. Armando was my text. Up to Land's review was great. Yeah, Up to he's so good, man. He's unfair. It's unfair how good he is. Folks keep looking at the ZRs and chill of a cam, but it'll be a ton. It'll be on tons of drones and crash cams. I also think people are going to rig that out and make that full time A cam. Like, and Brandon, you could kind of chime in on this one. Wasn't the Komodo supposed to be a crash cam, and then people just used it as an A cam because of
Yeah,
how powerful it was?
for sure. Absolutely. And that's how we got the KX because Red was like, "Well, we just sold way more of these OG Komodos than any camera we've ever offered by a landslide. Maybe we're onto something." And
Yeah.
as soon as they realized they were using them in a way that it wasn't intended to be used, but they're
Yep.
like, "Oh, well, we're not going to like balk at this. We're not going to be mad." They're like, "Okay, we will make this an A cam." And again, the KX sold a crap ton.
And I think that's what's going to happen with the ZRs. People think it's going to be like an entry level thing. You get the reception's going to go through the roof, and then Nikon's going to be like, "Huh, so I can put the Z8 sensor in there and add a couple more features then," or any other sensor that they're going to purchase from Sony. Um,
Mhm.
it's gonna like that's kind of how like uh this is history repeating itself. That fly is gonna drive me nuts. It's pissing me off.
Go catch
Um,
it.
if I
Fish in
catch it with
Miyagi
my
with the chopsticks.
if you guys see me catch this fly at a midair on reflex, it's gonna be clipped
Oh,
and
I
thrown
see
out of
it.
context.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's right around. You know what? I have a bowl of where I ate. Hang on a second. I had fruit in a bowl
You've
and I
got
put it
like
on
a
the
bunch
table.
of.
One sec.
Yeah, I knew it. Yep. Come on, man. Rookie mistake. So everybody, how's it going?
There you go.
It's
Uh,
it's it's kind of weird when you're the backup guy, but you're on camera, and then the main guy leaves. That's kind of weird.
yep. Hang on a second. A couple questions here. How do you feel about the C50 versus the ZR? Which way you going? Pause. See, that one's like a less like that one's less weird, but I don't know yet. So I do have the C50 for about a week and a half, which is weird because Canon almost never shares. But
Hmm.
I posted a story being like, "Hey, I'd love to try the C50," and I got an email immediately, and I had a phone call like as soon as I came back from condo, and they're like, "Hey, we can give it to you for from like the beginning of October to uh, Canada Thanksgiving. What are you gonna make?" And I'm like, honestly, like, and it was weird, and this is where it's kind of cool about the subject matter that you make as a filmmaker impacts your personal brand and actually helps you with deals. Canon made a comment and they're like, man, we noticed that you shoot a lot of fitness stuff. You shoot with a lot of athletes and we love that. Like we want to see our C50 in those environments. Like that's what we kind of made the C50 for is the run and gun, high impact stuff. And I'm like, without IBIS, but okay. Um, but like that's what they want to see it in. So I'm like, cool, let me line up a bunch of fitness stuff and then start shooting it. But I get that for about a week, so I could actually really flesh out. And I have like stuff lined up, so I could flesh out kind of where things are. Canada will get theirs before the U.S. Not with Black Magic. It'll probably be the U.S. first. There's an office in California, so my 12K got overnighted from California to Talbot's house. So I think if you're in the U.S., I think it'll be fine.
That was an interesting 48 hours.
Yep. I was that was funny, and what sucks is I didn't have batteries for it. But now having the Pixis 12K, next time I'm up there, I'm just gonna bring that, and that's gonna be the camera for everything, for like when I travel,
Yeah.
especially. Once Sony puts Open Gate, and it's gonna be a real fight. I think this is from conversations that I had a little bit ago. I think it's technologically not a possibility in some of their smaller cameras. If I'm being honest with you. I don't think we're going to see Open Gate in a Sony camera for a while, and I think it has much to do with the codec that it uses, um, and that might be a problem for some people. How about some coffee, Terry? You can make yourself a pot if you want. I'm not going to hold you. This fly is still in this room, and I already got rid of the thing making the problem. It's gonna drive me nuts. Run and gun, but no IBIS is questionable. They seem to be confused as to what their cameras are great for. So, Charles, I have a counterpoint to you, and I have a potential part of the video that I'm going to spoil for the C50 video. Talbot, you're probably aware of this concept as well. Minimum effective dose in training,
Yep. The
which is
MED.
so. This is gonna get super nerdy, so I want you guys to stay with me here. This is about the C50. So in any training program, there's a certain amount of volume where anything past that has diminishing returns, which is the reason why we don't do like 30 rep sets all the time. So what happens is that after maybe rep 15, everything after is just junk. It's not going to get you any farther. The C50 and the FX6 body only are 6 ounces apart. And one, we don't care about the IBIS. Now, mind you, there's a little bit of added weight with a top handle, a side handle, and a lens, and a battery. And the same thing is going to be on the C50. But at its core, both bodies are 6 ounces apart. So this is in-body stabilization. So in terms of the body themselves, the bodies are 200 grams apart from each other. At some weight between the FX6 with a battery, a side handle, top handle, and the C50, there's a weight that right in the middle, we don't like the IBIS that we don't care about. They're not having IBIS that we don't mind on the FX6 is going to be somewhere where you could add stuff to the C50. So in my video, I'm going to try out if I add certain pieces of kit to my C50, how much do I have to add that the weight of the camera, the IBIS doesn't matter as much. Does that make
I'm going to
sense?
say two to three times the body weight.
You
I
think it'd
think
be
it's going
six
to be a lot
pounds?
more. I think it's a lot more than you think it's going to be.
The hard part with that is the FX6 has like functions fine handheld without any
Hmm.
rigging to it, and its weight isn't 2 to 3 times more than the C50 fully kitted up. So I think
Yeah, but it has IBIS.
the FX6 doesn't have IBIS.
Oh, FX6.
Yes.
It. I don't know if it's that great, man. Sony's IBIS kind of blows.
The FX6 doesn't.
A1, the A1 II IBIS is really good, but
no, but I mean,
other than that,
what I'm
Sony
trying to say
IBIS
is
close.
two cameras that don't have IBIS. The
Yeah,
FX6 not having IBIS is fine shooting handheld. I've never heard a complaint of somebody saying, "Hey, there's no IBIS in
I
that.
see
That's
what
a
you're saying.
hindrance." So my thing is that between the weight of the C50 and between the weight of the FX6, there's a weight in the middle there where I don't care that it doesn't have IBIS level, which is on the FX6, which is 5.7 pounds. Somewhere between where the C50 is and 5.7 pounds. Anything more than that, we still don't care.
I would wager to say that's because the way you hold the FX6, all of that weight is centered underneath you, underneath your hand. Yes, if you use a top handle, that'll help, but I still think you're going to have to put a decent amount of weight on the
Yeah.
C50 before you're like all of that little
Yeah.
chop goes away,
I
and you're
want to
like,
find
oh,
out
this is
what that
pretty
weight
good.
is. I want to find out what's the minimum
Yeah.
amount of weight to get that going. What's it called? You get gyro data at least on the FX6. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, from using it for 3 years, I've never used it. I've never
Oh,
used gyro
the
data once.
worst.
And the gyro data,
Catalyst
like
browse.
Catalyst
Shoot me in the
Browse gyro data
face.
is not great. And it didn't, like, at the time, DaVinci Resolve wasn't updated to do gyro data when I had the FX6 for 3 years. So like the gyro data thing didn't come in until the full frame 6K or close to when the Pixis came out. So it was an option I never even used because you have to use a separate program to get it going. Hang on a second. Armando got some, hang on, there's a couple things in here. That fly's reminding me of Terry. Damn. Everyone thinking Sony is getting OpenGate will be sad because it's not happening anytime soon. Hence, I got rid of my Sony gear. Yeah, I think there's a lot of tech stuff in the Sony stuff that I don't think I'll be able to get OpenGate, unfortunately. At least, and here's the thing: I'd be happy to be wrong. I shouldn't jump. I'm feeling pretty petty this evening. Yeah, what did you do? Breaking news: Ghanaian man crashes out over a fly. Leave my African ass alone. Are you getting the C50 with the audio handle in October? I am. I also will have, I think, a 24-70 and an 85 mil. C50 is a stills camera after all. Also, the FX6 body was designed to be operating handle without crazy rigging. Yes, but the IBIS, like not having IBIS and not getting the wobbles, has to do more with the weight than the design. So what I'm trying to say is what I'm trying to do is find out how much weight you have to add to the C50 so that also becomes the same as well. And if we could find what the minimum effective dose is, and if it's not super costly, then at least we could have a conversation around mitigating some of those things, similar to the overheating on the S12. If you want all the things the S12 has, you have to find mitigating factors in order to deal with overheating. The same thing is going to be with IBIS on the C50. It's just what
You
is that? Is go ahead.
I was going to say you should collaborate with Josh Yo on this and have him build you one of those crazy counterweight systems that he does for everything
Yeah.
else in his life. There you go. You're welcome.
That's fair. I could go to Ohio. I like gyro data on the BM
And
cameras.
then don't text Tobin. That would be hilarious.
That would be rude, and that'd be not nice. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. That would hurt my feelings.
Tobin's the best.
He's
the nicest kid on the planet.
I've working with him on that short film, hardest working person I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't care what anybody has to say. That man on a set is the hardest working person I have ever. We did the 48-hour film fest. We dumped cards. He operated and DP'd, came back and edited that whole shit by the next morning.
Holy crap.
Like next morning, he's like, yeah, I stayed up till 3 a.m. and I've been awake this whole time. Here's the cut. Cut was great. And I'm like, that's wild that she would do that immediately after shooting. Because my ass wouldn't do that on a 48-hour film fest.
Is he on the cocaine?
No. I feel like based on his food choices, cocaine would be too much for him. He'd be like, You'd have to give him like the
ramen tonight.
You'd have to give him the purest cocaine, or his whole thing shuts down. Like you can't cut that shit once. Don't ask me why I know about that. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that. Hang on a second, a couple more things. Listen, I'm just trying to add something useful since it's on a pre-show to go back to trolling. Terry, don't do that. You could be a positive influence on the world, Terry, if you really wanted to. No, OpenGate the Sony is going to turn them into BlackBerry. Damn. Nah, I don't think so. And like, I have my opinions about sort of the reception of things. There's a practical side of me, and then there's one that's like, hey, I'm seeing some of the forest beyond the trees here, but that's a whole different video. Are any of you guys testing the Viltrox or Tilta autofocusing PL thingy? No, but I have a contact at Tilta. And also, I think the autofocusing only works when your lenses have eye data. And guess who has Vespid 2s? So, what about the Cinebacks? I talked to Caleb Pike already. He's already working on it. So we'll see. But again, there's going to be some amount of weight that you could add to the C50. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know how much it weighs. Maybe it's the weight of a cage. Maybe it's a cage and a V-mount battery. Who knows? That the IBIS is going to be less of a problem. Also, keeping in mind, Canon has a closed mount, and all of their zoom lenses have in-body stabilization in them. So, like, even if you want to do run and gun with an autofocusing lens, you have to use their stabilized lenses anyways. Cinema lenses might be a different story, but, like, if you're going to do the run and gun thing with zoom lenses, which a lot of people do, like, that's kind of already... like kind of mitigated a little bit already. So there's that to think about. Imkofiyeboah, absolutely not. If I did cocaine, bro, I would post 3 times a day, not 3 times a week. Oh, yeah, C50 Cityback might be crazy. Yeah, C50 Cityback would be sick. But, okay, so second feature that's new on YouTube is if you guys are doing brand deals, and this one is, hang on one second, isn't there a digital stabilizer in the body too? Yeah, but I've heard that it wobbles quite a bit. I don't think people like it that much. But yeah, second version, second kind of thing is dynamic advertisements. Also, make sure y'all hit the like button. Don't be trash bags. So this one I was talking to
likes. I guess I'm a trash bag. I forgot to hit the like button.
Honestly, I can't even like my own video because I'm on Ecamm. So dynamic advertisement is going to be a really interesting one. And this one is a lot of things in terms of adding, like being a value added as somebody who's doing brand deals and stuff. So dynamic ads is, if you guys, you know, this video is sponsored by Squarespace or this video is sponsored by Artlist, whatever the case is, you can go into your analytic backend and you can do 2 things. You could take out that ad if the brand deal partnership has ended, or maybe you had a falling out with the brand and you want to kind of remove those things, remove that relationship and not pay them any more money. Or, and this one's going to be cool, you can switch them. So for example, I work with Artlist and I do a lot of stuff in terms of Artlist and their music licensing software and all their other tools. I say, for example, that relationship ends and I start working with MusicBed. I could take my Artlist ads out and put MusicBed in its place. Now, the cooler part about that is I can charge for that. So if I start working with a different platform where I want to switch the ads up and switch the ad things on, I could offer a value added to say, yes, of course, I'll put this in my next video, but I'll also give you an upcharge where I'll change out all the previous competitors that I used to have and put yours instead. And I could charge an extra fee for that. Maybe it's 20% because the views have already kind of come up there. It might not be new viewers, but then I could put that into there as a value added to a brand. So it doesn't cost them more. Like I don't have to make more content, but they get more placements. So this is something that's going to be very, very interesting for people that are already working on brand deals and things like that, because now it's kind of like when your clients ask for extra revisions for 16:9, 9:16, 1:1, or whatever it is for an ad. You charge for how many revisions you do. You charge for how many versions of something you make. You can do the same thing now with dynamic ads. Or say you just want to take ads or want to take sponsors off your channel because you already got your money, take it off. You can do it either way. Also, the videos popping off, it's going viral. You could also get a sponsor to put them in a prime position. This is a big one too, because I've had videos that like years after the fact started popping off. I could reach out to a sponsor and say, hey, I could, and this is where I think a lot of people should consider this as well. When you're working with a new brand deal, I would make multiple versions of that ad read. And that way you could place one in on a video that's popping off. And while it's going up, you could just kind of slot that in there. Hang on a second. With or without OpenGate IBIS features, interested filmmakers are forced to choose or wait. My new Pixis dropped $800 weeks after I got it. It is what it is. Just get what you want. Yeah, that's just, I just saw a Griffin Conway video and he was talking about like he does a lot of automotive commercial stuff and he's like, I prefer not to have IBIS because like it doesn't help. It doesn't help me at all in that situation, right? And I think when you consider what they're trying to do with the C50, I don't really have a lot of problems that it doesn't have IBIS because I think the way that people think it's going to be used or think it ought to be used is not going to be the same how it's going to actually be used. Like FX3s are like that, right? Like FX3s are going to be used as like BC cameras that are like on interviews, sometimes on most of the time on sticks, and like as crash cans and stuff where you will have to rig it up to stuff. And the IBIS actually might be a hindrance and actually make a little bit of wobble. But hang on a second. So that's dynamic ads. Is that you can start taking them out, swapping them up. You could start charging extra to put new things on it. There was a third one that I really, really liked as well. Also, there's going to be something called AI likeness checking. So everyone's really kind of
this is a big one.
Yeah. IBIS. Yeah, IBIS is no go. Yeah, Griffin just put out his video for that, and he's like, I don't want IBIS in my camera at all. But yeah, so things like AI likeness checker will basically scrub the internet and look for other videos that have used your likeness in them. So if some of you guys are tired of seeing your face in other people's videos when you didn't agree to it, YouTube will find that for you. There's also some other cool stuff as well. There's multi-streaming now. So if you have a Twitch account, if you have a Kick account, or I think it's like Instagram as well, you can post your live stream simultaneously to multiple formats at the same time without changing anything. So like if I want to go, and
that's pretty rad.
They haven't fleshed out which programs it is yet, but I know I think Kick, Twitch are going to be on there. If Instagram's on there, now we're talking a different story, because now I could use this live stream and it goes directly to my IG account and it manages the whole chat in one.
Dude, that would be rad.
Where's the link to all these changes? You could check it out on Google. Like, I honestly just Google 2025 new YouTube features. Think Media just has a really in-depth video about it. I'm trying to remember what the guy's name is. Nick Nimmin. That's his name. Nick Nimmin, bald guy, glasses. He goes in depth.
Okay.
Nick Nimmin also has what's it called? His stuff as well. I kind of wonder if you use AI likeness and like say someone's like making like a hit piece on you and you want to, instead of demonetizing them, it automatically puts you as a collaborator so people could subscribe to you. Because that'd be the pettiest way to get back at somebody, is like, oh, make all the videos you want about me. Now I have more subs because of it. It'd be a fun way of doing that. I wish YouTube had like a petty mode. Gabriel, what's going on, boss? Great, now I could ban all the creators. Yeah, so like there's also like I've seen it a few times. There's been like reaction channels that just take our videos, copy them, and then post them on their channel and have like no reaction at all.
Man, that's so low effort.
It's weird.
So dumb.
It's weird, man.
It's so dumb.
What else was there? What else is new on there? Hang on a second. I've had the purple head while shooting on light rigs. When you're shooting shoulder heavy rig 9 pounds, or sick with panning or tilting an IBIS, a drift and wobble is a headache. Yeah, it's gonna be different for different things. Use it for Wolverine related things. You absolutely can, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, you can. Yeah, I think the C50 has a very particular intent. I'm gonna just try it. I'm gonna try shooting with it. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna notice the micro jitters and shakes. That fly is going to end its life in a matter of minutes. I'm gonna see it, and I need to see it for myself because I've had cameras with no IBIS, and it's not been I'm gonna kill that thing. I'm gonna kill that thing. So hang on, give me like 1 second, because I got a cam op job tomorrow, and I did not send my BTS shooter the friggin' address, and that's at 11:30 in the morning.
It's okay. I'll entertain your crowd again.
Terry Warfield.
Oh, you're not going anywhere. Never mind.
Shot. No. I'm gonna put the comments up while I'm trying to get to this thing.
What do you mean by Wolverine related things?
I will tell you off chat. I'll tell you off stream. Makes the most amount of sense. Hang on a second.
Terry. It's always Terry.
Today's Tuesday, right?
No.
Thursday. So it's Wednesday. Sorry, I'm looking at this.
Are you on the cocaine?
No, I'm not. I wish. I'm joking. I'm trying to find out where the hell is this thing. Did this guy not put? Oh, okay, York University. No, he didn't put the Hang on a second. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I gotta put in. I gotta send this WhatsApp real quick because I have this call time tomorrow and I'm trying to figure this out. Hang on 1 second. Perfect.
It's crazy that people follow you.
Um,
Is this how his chats? Is this how his live streams normally go? Chat? Is this what happens?
yeah,
Kobe
sometimes
just
I
kind of
just
puts you on in the background, and then he spaces out. And right now, he's probably watching some butt stuff on some weird channel, and
hey,
then
hey,
every once in
hey,
a while, he
hey,
comes back
hey,
to you, and he's
hey,
like, "Oh,
don't
hey, what's up,
don't yuck
everybody?"
my yum. Don't be yucking my yum. Okay.
That sounds so wrong right there.
Don't be yucking my yum. Maybe I like a little butt. No, I'm just kidding. Do you think Black Magic will ever get its autofocus together? Yes, but it'll take as long probably as Red. And when they do though, here's the thing. If that Pixis 12K gets autofocus in L mount, by the time it ends up happening, a lot of L mount lenses would have come out by now. Um, that's where we're gonna have some interesting conversations. I do wish that the Ursa would get it, but I think it's only gonna be available for E mount.
The autofocus.
Yeah. Like it's only sorry, not E mount. It's gonna be for EF mount. So like you won't get it out. There's no L mount mount swap for the Ursa 12K.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there's not. It's just EF for PL, right?
Yeah. And once I just done and then done. Terry,
Well, maybe that's where that new Viltrox or Tilta thing comes in. That PL to whatever autofocus. Like I know the Tilta one has like their own protocol, but it sounds like uh, Viltrox is doing something a little different.
yeah. I think they're kind of different, kind of the same. I'm trying to figure out. I got to do more research. Like so many things came out of IBC that like I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Craziest reel I saw from a podcast is how many back shots were you taking for 100K per shot? One of the dudes literally said enough to retire and never work again. Here's the thing. No, thank you. Also, like saying butt stuff doesn't mean I'm the receiving end. I don't know why everyone suddenly put that image in their head. I'm a giver.
Kof, we should probably just move on. We
Yeah,
should
that's
probably
fair.
just
That's fair. You know what? Here's
move
the thing.
on.
When people want to make uncomfortable moments, I just feed the elephant until people decide to get the elephant out of the room. Has Canon ever had
I'm
ibis in any
saying
cinema?
let's move on.
Fair enough. I'm here. I'm moving on to the next question. Has Canon ever had ibis in any cinema cameras? If not, why do we care? They've not. C200, C100, C70, C80, C400 all don't have ibis. I don't even know if the R5C does, to be honest with you. But again, if you're going to use Canon RF autofocusing lenses, like they're stabilized, so I think that's why they do that. And it makes a lot of sense if you have a closed mount. Brandon knows he's not collaborating with him anymore. That's a lie.
Nah, it's cool. We'll do it. Me and Kofi off YouTube talked about like one surefire way to make an absolute grip of money in porn using the immersive cinema camera.
Yep.
I don't want to get into porn, but if you wanted to pay for a camera and then some like 10 times over so fast, immersive cinema camera for porn, you're going to make so much money.
Talbot, there are so many jokes I'm going to make and I'm going to shut my mouth.
That's a joke.
Yeah, that's fair. That is, I am gonna check out of this line of jokes before I say some shit. Yeah, I'm not. You know what? Never mind. No.
Especially with the crew that's in here right now, they're gonna set you up so fast.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Nope.
I can't finish that sentence.
Yeah. You know what? No, absolutely not. This is. Should pitch that to Black Magic. Of course, Terry would.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Okay, so back to what I was saying is the dynamic ads is one of them. AI likeness checker. I mean, say GV gets after it, bro. He's saying he's trying to buy that red Komodo XXX. I'm done.
That's
I'm
funny.
done. I'm done. I'm done. um, shit. Okay. Fuck, I gotta regain my composure. That went on a weird tangent. Okay, so YouTube
Yeah,
features that
just do the
also,
face thing.
yeah. So YouTube features that also are really important to you. A is going to be the collaboration one. I think is going to be the biggest one. Um, the live reacts to stuff. I think that's going to be super dope as well. There was another one. I just have the thing pulled up too, and I'm just gonna kind of go through some of the other ones because I really do think this is going to be really dope. Company says they'll be testing. Oh, so these features are going to come out in about a month or so.
Good to
But if you
know.
guys
Good to
want,
know.
but if you guys want to check that out, Nick Nimmin and Think Media both have these newest features 2025. Community feed on home, thumbnail test compare. Yeah, so we talked about that. Vertical live streaming as well, so you can live stream in vertical, which kind of makes
Oh,
um which actually makes shooting an open gate a little bit more valuable now because being able to shoot in 3x2, if it automatically kind of frames out the shot to make sure that you get things in the way that you need to,
that's
then
pretty legit.
that way when it figures it out, then you can do that. 3-minute shorts. Also, auto dubbing is a really big thing as well. So one of the things we had, because every month we do like a creator think tank, and Armando did a masterclass on affiliate marketing, which is incredibly timely because a lot of YouTube now will auto dub and move your lips using AI for the country that you're watching from. So if you're watching from Germany, Singapore, India, whatever the case is, it'll speak the language back to whatever you have the language set to, which means then if you have affiliate marketing in those countries, which you could do on Amazon, like now there's a better through line to be able to create affiliate marketing and stuff for yourself as a creator.
That's really cool. Did you get the title testing, like the thumbnail testing?
No,
Have
I
you
don't.
gotten titles testing?
I haven't posted a video since I think it got announced, so I will try it when I'm back on the lighting breakdown stuff. Um, so I'm gonna try that.
Hey, Kofi, we have a kid in the chat. We got Mondo's kid in the chat, so
Hey, what's going
can't
on,
go
Max?
crazy.
Posting a video, and maybe you have it already. Um, I guess how are some of the features that are out now going to change how you do things, particularly?
You know, I'm always feeling like I'm doing things wrong on YouTube, so the AI is actually kind of intriguing to me to be like, I'm not good with data. I can't like sift through data and make heads or tails of what the data is telling me about like trends or what I should be doing. So for me, being able to ask the AI to scrub my studio and be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Is this a good direction? Or what you said about editing or people liking my editing. I think that's really cool. That's something I would definitely use. I'm really eager to get the titles testing. I think thumbnail testing has been huge for me. I really like the idea of going back and adding ads to older videos.
Yeah.
For like a value add. You know, I don't have a big channel by any stretch of the imagination. But over the last, I want to say month, people are starting to hit me up, and as you know, like budgets have really kind of slimmed down, and it would be kind of cool to be able to offer them some sort of a budget thing to where we both win. It's like, hey, I don't have to put this in a new video. I don't have to do that, but I could add this to previous videos that gives you some value. It gives me some value. I really like that feature. I think that could be a big one. The dynamic ads.
Yeah. I think it's going to be great, especially if you have like a new channel sponsor. Also, like it's a value added because you could add a channel as your channel sponsor. You could say, hey, do you want to sponsor the channel for a year? I'll put a ad in every single video. And if the contract's already expired for like say another sponsor that was on a video, you could just replace it and then you could put on you if you wanted to, you could literally put it on every single video.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. This is where I would need AI to like look at my data and be like, is this smart or dumb from like a retention or that sort of a standpoint? Because I can't imagine if you did that for every single video that it wouldn't have maybe some negative repercussions. Like maybe your viewers are like, oh, this feels like just
if it's an old
ad read.
If it feels like it, I mean, yeah, that's true too. If you put on every video, that might be a little bit of a stretch. Or you could play, you could even value it as every video I have over 100,000 views. every video that's 50,000 views, and like you could rate it like that.
Yeah.
All right, Wayne, have a good night, man. But yeah, you could do whatever you want. What up?
I love you, but I also have to jet. I'm really sorry.
That is fine with me. I'm also gonna dip out of the stream. I want to talk about some of these features. I'm gonna hide this stream until I remove the necessary things that need to be removed before this playback comes back up.
Listen, I had a blast though. That was a lot of fun.
I almost put you to bed, and I was like, oh man, you know what? That sounds bad. You know what? Thank you guys for coming to the stream.
Now I have to go for sure.
Thank you for everybody coming through, and thank you for the super chats from Mac and yourself as well. I've dug myself a gigantic hole. So this video is going to be privated until I remove things that'll get me in trouble.
This is a perfect opportunity for me to dip, but have a good night, everybody. It's great to see you. Good luck with the stuff that you're doing, Terry.
Groovy, maybe check the store where they sell milk. He might be there. Talbot's gone, and now he's gone. Yeah, Terry, I get it, Terry. Guess what? That was wild. This is huge for brands because now they can build their channels by collaborating sponsorships and go up. Yep. Don't want the bed. I'm gonna check out of here. I'm gonna check out of here. This is a stream of Freudian slips. But yeah, I'm gonna go. So thank y'all. Those are some of the things that are gonna help out YouTubers. But I'm gonna take a couple things out of the stream so I don't get myself in trouble. So we'll see you in the next one. Deuces.